Jesus made a whip and drove the merchants and money changers out of the temple, overturned the tables in anger. And as I think about that, the question I had in my mind is, why didn't they arrest Jesus? I mean, this is one guy that's taken on all of them. To set the scene, as the Passover was approaching, people came from all over the known world to make sacrifices at the temple. Jerusalem swelled in population from maybe 200,000 to about 2 million people. So we're thinking wall-to-wall people at this time. People would bring an animal for sacrifice. If they were wealthy, they would bring an expensive animal. If they were poor, they would bring a cheaper animal, like maybe a poor couple would bring a dove. The going rate for doves outside of Jerusalem was, let's say, 4p. P can be anything you want it to be. It could be a penny, a pound, a parsnip, a pickle, for purposes of this post. So let's say a poor couple buys a dove for 4 parsnips outside of Jerusalem, and they bring it to the priest, and the priest looks at it and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. This dove is not perfect. You can't sacrifice this dove. It has to be perfect. We would be happy to sell you a dove that is acceptable for sacrifice." Okay, how much?
It'll be 70 parsnips.
70 parsnips? How can that be? That's preposterous. Yeah, that's the way it was, and that's the way it had been for a long time, and the people knew they were getting ripped off, but just didn't have any solution to it. So then Jesus comes to the temple, and he sees all of this extortion going on in the court of the Gentiles, and he gets angry. But God is love. How can he get angry? Yes, God is love, but he's not only love. He is also totally, completely opposed to evil, and this was evil. So Jesus sees this extortion going on, and he makes a whip, and he drives out the merchants and turns the tables over of the money changers. And why didn't anyone stop him? Remember, we have wall-to-wall people here who came to sacrifice at the temple, and they knew they were getting ripped off, and there was nothing they could do about it. And here comes somebody who's doing something about it. And I can see the people outside going, "Yes, Jesus, go, go, whip him again." And the temple guards looking at this and saying, maybe we'll just let this one go. They didn't stop Jesus because of the massive crowd that was cheering him on. They did not arrest Jesus there for the same reason that they paid Judas to locate Jesus at night, to arrest him quietly with no one else around.